Right now, without thinking, you know which way is down. It's a fundamental, unspoken truth of your existence, as certain as your own breath. But this certainty isn't a thought, it's a feeling, a constant physical whisper from a system that never sleeps. Deep inside your skull, nestled within the temporal bone, is a labyrinth not of passages, but of perception. This is your vestibular system, and its primary job is to argue with the void, to constantly define a direction in a universe that has no inherent up or down. The secret to this sense is not complex machinery, but simple physics, enacted by what is essentially dust. You have tiny, microscopic crystals of calcium carbonate, called otoconia, in your inner ear. These are denser than the fluid around them, and they rest on a thick, gelatinous membrane, almost like rocks on a patch of jelly. This entire structure sits atop a bed of exquisitely sensitive hair cells, the stereocilia. When you tilt your head, gravity pulls on these tiny stones, and the jelly bed sags, bending the hairs beneath it. Each hair cell is a biological switch. When bent in one direction, it stretches microscopic protein filaments called tip links. This stretching physically pulls open ion channels on the cell surface, allowing positive ions to rush in and increase the cell's firing rate. If bent in the opposite direction, the channels slam shut and the firing rate decreases. Your brain isn't listening for a sound, but for a change in a constant, steady hum of neural activity, a hum that encodes the direction and magnitude of gravity's pull. But here is a profound problem. According to Einstein's principle of equivalence, your body cannot distinguish between the force of gravity and the force of linear acceleration. To the otoconia, the forward push you feel in an accelerating car is identical to the feeling of tilting your head back. Both forces slide the crystals across the hair cells in the same way. So how does your brain know you're speeding forward on a flat road and not simply looking up at the sky while standing still? The signal is ambiguous. The brain solves this puzzle by consulting a different set of sensors, the semicircular canals. There are 3 of them, oriented in the 3 spatial planes, like a gyroscope made of flesh. They don't detect gravity, they detect rotation. When you turn your head, the fluid inside these canals, the endolymph, lags behind due to inertia. This lagging fluid pushes against a gelatinous gate called the cupula, bending another set of hair cells. This system provides a clean signal of angular velocity, an alibi for the otoliths. Your brain performs an act of incredible computational fusion. It takes the ambiguous signal from the otoliths, is it tilt or acceleration, and cross-references it with data from the semicircular canals. Did the head just rotate? No? Then that feeling of being pushed back is probably linear acceleration. It doesn't stop there. It pulls in data from your eyes. Is the horizon tilting? And proprioception. What are the pressure sensors in my feet and muscles telling me? All these streams converge into a single, coherent perception of reality. This fused signal is processed in the vestibular nuclei of the brainstem and the cerebellum to make instantaneous adjustments to your posture and eye movements. It's why you can read a sign while walking without the words blurring. Your brain uses the vestibular input to command your eye muscles to move in the exact opposite direction of your head's bobbing. It creates the illusion of a perfectly stable world, canceling out your own motion so you can perceive your surroundings as stationary. It is a constant, unceasing act of stabilization. When this fusion fails, your world breaks. Motion sickness is a conflict between what your eyes see, a stationary car interior, and what your inner ear feels, acceleration and bumps. Vertigo can be the result of displaced otoconia crystals drifting into the semicircular canals, sending a false, terrifying signal of rotation. And in the microgravity of space, the otoliths stop providing a useful down vector at all. Astronauts often experience spatial disorientation, forced to rely almost entirely on vision to define which way is up inside their spacecraft. This primal sense of direction may be more fundamental than we realize. Our very language is built upon it. We have high hopes and feel down. We look up to someone or fall into despair. This isn't just poetry. Some neuroscientists propose that the brain's navigational systems, the grids it uses to map physical space, are co-opted to organize abstract concepts. The simple physical act of knowing which way is up, provided by dust and jelly in your inner ear, might be the very scaffold upon which we build the architecture of our thoughts.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.